Hello, everyone. This is my class presentation for my C suite executives and spreading awareness to cyber threats within our industry. So, in this presentation, I'll be explaining what hackers are, what types of cyber criminals that we may possibly face, and different types of threats like nation states, advanced persistent threats, hacktivists, script kiddies, and actually five potential most commonly used cyber threats that hospitals face on a, I don't want to say on a daily basis, but are more susceptible to becoming a victim of. Okay, for starters, what is a hacker? A hacker could just be one person, or it could even be a group of people that can gain unauthorized access to data systems for any reason. Okay, so cyber criminals, they can be an individual person or a group. Now, these criminals are focused on committing illegal activities online. And for the most part, what can be stolen or done through a cybercrime is your financial data being stolen, personal identities, and they can plant malware and also commit fraud. Now, our next group is known as nation states. Now, these groups can either be the government or a group that is supported by the government, and they engage in the following, which is like cyber espionage, cyber terrorism, cyber warfare to gain intelligence that can potentially be used to attack other nations. So the next threat we have is known as a APT, which stands for an advanced persistent threat. This is a more sophisticated group. They have plenty of experience in the matter. APTs are normally funded by organized groups that normally have a certain agenda. But at most times, the main objective of an APT is to steal sensitive information and also gain unauthorized access that can last anywhere from a day to weeks or even years, which is pretty dangerous. So our next group we have is known as hacktivists. A hacktivist is a group of digital activists that put their computer skills together by promoting for specific causes. It could be a social agenda or a political agenda. Hacktivists are able to achieve their goals by leaking information and by also causing a disturbance through websites. Last but not least, we have script kiddies, which I would consider this more on the amateur side because this type of hacker isn't necessarily trying to steal your personal information. They're just trying to prove a point that, hey, I can hack into your system. And it's like, he, ha, ha, in your face kind of thing. So, more for like bragging rights. So I would actually compare this style of hacking to like a bratty teenager that's trying to do things solely for bragging rights, but it's mostly a low level of mischief. So there are five potential cyber threats that hospitals can find themselves being a victim to, and I'm going to explain each one. The first one is ransomware, where a hacker's main objective is to get into the hospital system and hardware, copy and encrypt the files that they're trying to steal, delete the original files, and actually demand a ransom for the information that they just stole. The next attack is known as a phishing attack, which presents itself as an innocent link, a congratulations, you're a winner of this prize, and is actually, once that link is clicked, it's a malicious link. And your system instantly gets infected and spreads to any connected device that is attached to it. Most hospitals' information that is stolen from these kinds of attacks is a social security number, date of birth, a patient's name, and telephone number. The next attack is known as a DOS attack, which stands for a denial of service. But once the host, so I'm the host, once I open my internet browser, the hacker will start overwhelming my browser with constant traffic and pop-ups, which is then slowing down my system in the task that I'm trying to perform. But while they're doing that, the hackers are trying to gain access to the hospital's network. So our next two attacks are known as the first one is a structured query language injection attack, which is also known as a SQL. But this attack allows cyber criminals to run malicious attacks to take over your database. In most cases, they like to place the SQL attacks in data entry boxes, and it would actually trick the system to reveal the information in the data box to the hacker and try to manipulate it. The next attack we have is a medjack. This is seen as a vulnerability, because a med device hijack is any device or medical device that has access to applications have access to the hospital's network. And most of the times this specific device isn't as protected as well as it should be. So that's why this is seen as a vulnerability. Since it's not protected very well, hackers are actually more likely to gain unauthorized access through a medjack hack into the hospital server because it doesn't have the extensive protection that a normal server that a hospital would have. Okay, I know I threw a lot of information at you, and this is all important and things that we need to pay attention to. With all these different types of actors in the digital world, it's important to understand their desired function, which is to gain access to your personal information and gain unauthorized access to the system for any sensitive information that can benefit their agenda. These tasks can be done by installing malware after a system is breached. Systems can get breached through emails and unsecured websites and networks. So let's not do anything we're not supposed to be doing or clicking on for our job computers. But it is also important to pay close attention to anything that you may click on that's unfamiliar to you. If it's not a part of your day to day, please do not touch it. For any suspicious activity, please be sure to report it to your department's cybersecurity specialist. And always remember, a threat can have an entryway through a vulnerability access point, because that is quote unquote the weak link in the system on where we can get where the hacker can get in. So please establish cyber safety.